You know, I just realized something. No one hates America more than a liberal Democrat. I mean, if you're white and you love your country, you're a racist. If you black and you love your country, you're an Uncle Tom. I mean, there's no satisfying this group of people. Just face it. Democrats have fought against everything that was pro-American in the last several years. Never mind what they've been doing since Trump took office. But time and time again, they have shown that foreigners and other interests are much more important than American people. And you've made it perfectly clear. I mean, if the Trump administration or the last 6 months of the Trump administration hasn't shown you anything, it has shown everybody that Democrats hate America. But they hate Donald Trump more. So in hating Donald Trump, they hate America because I feel like they want to retaliate against the people who helped put him in office. So in turn, they're going to make everybody suffer. So this is going to be a very interesting 4 years because now...
Hey y'all, so I just wanted to jump on to update you.
Yes, there is something going on. I don't know if you've seen this with Jasmine. This ghetto Democrat, now liberals, are claiming that Republicans want to still do this, like what Gavin Newsom recently sent out, extremely concerning. I don't know if you've seen this tweet. Donald Trump asked for 5 seats and Greg Abbott automatically bent the knee. The 2026 elect is being free. California won't sit back and watch this happen. This is Gavin Newsom responding to this. Totally insane. Someone replied to this tweet. Gavin Newsom post criticized a Texas Gov proposal to redraw congressional maps, potentially eliminating 5 Democrat seats, and Donald Trump urging as ring of the 2026 elections, a move backed by data from the Redistricting app showing Trump will have 130 of 38 districts under the new map.
I'm old enough to remember that this legislature has consistently been found to be intentionally racially discriminatory in the drawing of its maps ever since the Voting Rights Act was enacted. To comply with the Voting Rights Act, we should have 60% of the seats that allow people of color to elect their representatives. That would be 24 seats. Instead, we currently only have 14.
Here's the story. Donald Trump is forcing Texas to redraw its district maps to make sure that Republicans can hold a majority in the House of Representatives. To understand redistricting and gerrymandering and how unfair it really is, take a look at Jasmine Crockett's district, District 30, as opposed to District 13, as opposed to District 23. They're all way different sizes and the lines around them are arbitrary. There is no reason as to why the lines are drawn the way that they're drawn. This is what the map of Texas used to look like before it got redistricted in 2020, and this is the map of it after. The solid red areas mean they're solid Republican. Solid blue areas mean solid Democrat.
Yes, this is a lie. No, Trump is not forcing Texas to redraw a congressional district maps, but he has been actively pushing for it. Trump has publicly urged Texas Republicans to redraw the state congressional maps to create more favorable districts, aiming to secure additional Republican seats in the U.S. House for 2026 midterm election. He has suggested that simply redrawing could heal up to 5 new Republican seats in Texas. So when I see people saying, oh, Trump is forcing, in summary, Trump is strongly advocating for an influencing redistricting effort, but forcing over state authority.
I want to make sure you are not left out of the process. I'm going to be brutally honest with you and tell you that I currently don't live in the CD30 that they created. I don't. That's not where I live. Now, they asked us where we live because they are supposed to take that into consideration. And these are some of the things that the court will look at when they're trying to determine whether or not there were problems with creating the maps as incumbents and where they live. And they moved me out of my district. Yeah, they completely changed the makeup of Texas 30. It's really awful. So we'll have to have some conversations about what that looks like. Just so you know, the rules when you are running for Congress on the federal level is that you don't have to live in the district to run for the seat. But the question will be, what do my constituents say? What do they want? So we're going to have some real conversations, because I live in one part of my district, and then the other part of my district that kept the number, I don't live in that part. So definitely going to have some town halls and get it figured out. So I don't know. In fact, no member of Congress lives in the new configuration of 30. And then I live in a configuration of 33, and the current incumbent for 33, Mark Vesey, does not live in his district. So it is a hot mess. And it is so sad that these people have no integrity and could care less about doing what's right. It truly breaks my heart to have people sign up, run for office, say that they want to help their communities, and they're doing everything to hurt communities. By the time you're elected, it's not a Democratic rep. My official title is U.S. rep. The official title that you have as a Texas state representative or a Texas state senator is just that, Texas. Texas comes first for a reason. So it's very disheartening that these are the people that are in control. But I believe in us. And I think that it is time for us to give some Ann Richards type of energy, some LBJ energy. It is time for the greats of Texas, like the roots of Texas, like we are the state that actually brought the country Roe v. Wade. It is time for us to rise. So we've got a lot of work to do.
Texas is probably the hardest place to vote in the country, just in terms of the paperwork, the requirements, the hoops you got to jump through.
How so, though?
There's a whole host of things. The fact that we don't have online voter registration in the state, when a lot of other states do. I mean, think of all the things you do online. Voter registration is not one of them. The IDs that now count for registering to vote or voting are very selective. So, for instance, you got a concealed carry license. That license counts as ID, which I agree that it should. But a student ID from a college or university doesn't count as an ID.
You have to get a driver's license.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to go get a driver's license. And again,
what
for
about
someone
passport
like
work,
passport.
Right?
But again, I didn't have a passport for most of my life. Right? I didn't travel outside the country till I was I was in my 30s, and so I didn't have a passport. A lot of people don't have a driver's license, especially older folks. So the point is that these rules get added on top of each other and make it even more difficult. One of the main...
I believe you've seen what this lady said. She was actually in tears, putting out these videos on TikTok, asking her followers to sign up so they can actually go on the street. That is what she's advocating. J.D. Evans replied to Gavin Newsom after his crazy tweet. When you take a look at this, the gerrymander in California is outrageous. Of their 52 congressional districts, 9 of them are Republican. That means 17% of their delegation is Republican. When Republicans regularly win 40% of the vote in that state, Republicans in Texas are right to fight back. That is true. When you go down the tweet, on top of that, illegal are counted in appointing districts, so California risks their leg in multiple ways. Every gov-control state should be. I want Governor Newsom to respond to this, because this is actually, what is going on. He won't accept that they will continue to play politics. You have already done redistricting to cheat in California. That is someone replying to Gavin Newsom on this tweet, and you generally let you take months to count, and that should tackle the also you with illegals and elects and the censors. You are just a horrible person, Gavin Newsom. You really. Thank you guys for always been sharing on my videos. God bless you abundantly. For people that constantly support me on this channel, I appreciate you. If you see short clips at the end, that is for the YT algorithm. Sometimes I just want to show you what these ghetto Democrats are saying. reason, you see, I'm bringing this info so you can see exactly what is happening.
They are specifically deciding to splinter the communities of common interest, as well as just blatantly say, we are going to dilute minority voices. So we know that the courts, ever since we've had a Voting Rights Act, have always found this state to be intentionally discriminatory. That is what they are going to do. So I need people of color to understand that the scheme of the Republicans has consistently been to make sure that they mute our voices,
become damaged, and they can't work as
making sure that they can take down some of these candidates.
What a voice, I cried. But
any barriers, don't mind, limitations.
So many rules.
My choices are mine. Making this easy. People line up for my advice. And you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like, I've written books. I've given speeches. Line up.
it is to live in the White House.
Post this morning alleging that since I said
will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial. 100
has been overwhelming. He lies and they're
Not going to end.
He says, but what if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense.
This is definitely a self-defense case, because it always is 1 and 2.
Registration Act is
talking about
Term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered. Winter does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
how bad is his reputation going to be?
It's bad.
I need to connect the dots.
Going to carry a level of weight.
Position.
Well, President